have arrived.
Okay. You ready? Have you ever had any struggles with self-confidence?
Yes.
Yes?
Do you want me to elaborate on that?
Yeah, please do, a little bit.
So I think it's always difficult when you go to a new place, meet someone new, to feel confident in how you and like the first impression that you create. And I think obviously now being a bit older, I think I have that problem a little less. But I think as a huge problem that I grew up with is self-confidence and how I wanted people to see me from a first impression. And I was always quite a nervous child, so yeah, obviously now I suffer with anxiety, so it just comes from knowing yourself a bit more.
Yeah, I feel like it comes from a young age and it just develops as you get older. It's not something that just goes away. But also, do you feel this was impacted by COVID-19 and the lockdowns?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not necessarily for myself, because obviously I was nursing through it, so my life essentially didn't change. And as much as I was still going to work, I was still training. I wasn't training at the gym, but I was training over Zoom. My day-to-day life really didn't change that much as some other people's. However, I think that through COVID-19, I feel like people have been using online forums a lot more and doing things virtually. And I think then coming back to our new normal, I think that people will struggle because they're so used to being viewed over a forum, over a lens, or over or through the use of social media. And I think people then are a lot more free to express their opinions, and you can kind of filter out people that you don't want to spend time or invest in. And then and I do feel that people got a lot more confident using these online forums, and we're just do you know what, if you don't want to see my stuff, then you can block me or whatever.
So this is not an issue that could be rectified overnight for someone. This is something that would probably take a bit of time, do you think?
Yeah, 100%. I know a lot of people that suffer with a lot of medical complaints. They were told to lock down a lot earlier than we were. Especially people that are having respiratory difficulties and stuff, and it just so happens that those kind of people still have problems with anxiety, still have mental health problems, still have all of this, and I don't think they could go back into society overnight. No way in hell. I think that and I think those are a lot of people that got the fear then, because obviously people were telling them to lock down, people were telling us this massive virus is coming. And a question I got asked a lot was what aren't they telling us? Because people were obviously sat in their houses watching the news, watching watching this mess unfold, and really, especially for people living alone, that's all they got in surround sound 24 hours a day was announcement or new advice or new guidelines, new restrictions and stuff. And I don't think that being bombarded with that when you're the only one there was really helpful to their mental health, and I don't think then they can go back into society after overnight.
No, I agree. It's something that's massively affected us all. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself when it comes to self-confidence?
I feel now I'd rate myself about an 8. I'm quite a confident person.
I'd feel the same with that, yeah.
You'd agree?
Yeah.
I feel it took me a long time to get to that, but I think it's just I've had different life experiences. I've done uni twice, and I think doing it the second time, and having guys that had come straight from school at 18, and they were being told to give a presentation, and I was just right, this is my presentation. I just wasn't really phased by it as much. And then I think that comes from getting old, but also growing as a person, and and I think that's I was growing up, I was always a bit shy, I was always a bit nervous, very anxious, but now I just kind of feel right, well, this is what I've been told to do. I think it's different as well, being an adult, because you can find like-minded people that you're happy and confident like mixing with, talking to, and then like you can tell them whatever you want because you know you're friends. And I think that's how like adult relationships work. When you're a child, I think there's like a fear of the unknown. Like, okay, I don't know that person that I'm sat next to in class, or like, oh, I don't like that teacher very much, because you don't see parallels between them and you. Whereas like obviously when you like as you growing up, as you get your like your core friends, you get people that you mix with like socially, you get your work friends, you get people that just like you understand, and then you kind of build your life around them. I think someone said once that you like if you had like 6 of your closest friends and you showed them to someone, that is you, like and I think you can choose then who you want to surround yourself with.
It's definitely who you surround yourself with. I agree with that one. So when you've just come into the topic of young people, what are the first 3 issues surrounding young people that would come to your head?
First 3 issues surrounding young people.
It's a bit of a difficult one, isn't it?
It is huge. I think it is difficult. Do you mean like issues affecting?
Just in general, what's the first 3 things when you think of young people's first 3 things that come to your mind?
I think technology is a big one. I think technology affects young people a lot. Like I can remember like being in schools teaching and like literally handing a kid an iPad and them knowing exactly what to do with it, and I just stared at it. I think I can like, but then equally people that don't have stuff like that at home, like from deprived areas, and then I feel like there's kind of like someone said the coolest brand in a survey was Apple, and you just think, okay, yeah, that tops off our society. Really.
So you think so overall it's more like technology, materialism, and poverty is the 3 things.
I mean, if I was going to look at it like that, yeah, but I think like social media is a big thing. I think technology, is a massive thing, but then I think kids are judged by being in, like, having the coolest thing or having the like latest iPhone or having, I think that's a big thing as well, but I don't think then that's necessarily to do with poverty and materialism, but I think it might be a bit more to do with wanting to be part of the in crowd and wanting to fit in.
It's just
I think that's a massive
thing of popularity. That's always been a thing though as well.
Yeah.
But because of the whole social media thing, do you think in general, not just young people, but everyone's mindset has changed towards how we approach things in day-to-day life?
100%. Like you see influencers on social media, they wouldn't be paid as much money to rep as much brands had they not had some kind of influence on people. And
back in like 2008 and everything, we had social media, but they would not have the amount of money or platform or anything that they have now.
Yeah.
Because of the growth in like Instagram, that was probably 2010, I think, that started becoming a bit of a thing. Yeah,
and like followers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think quite a lot of businesses went online because of COVID.
Yeah.
So like I know a lot of personal trainers, I know a lot of like gyms, I know a lot of everything that managed to take their business online. And I think there's a big thing in America that has always been a big thing in America about being like online coaches and spiritualists and all different kinds of people that like make a living online, which obviously through COVID and stuff, it became a bit of a necessity, like it became like just another avenue of doing stuff that people maybe hadn't thought about before. I mean, you just think the amount of people that use online businesses now, the amount of people that are like relying on computers and technology in order to like live their day-to-day lives now, it's amazing, isn't it? And also when it comes to online presence and just general perception, do you think that not only online but like there's a massive stigma between teens and young adults' lifestyle that as a society is almost perceived in a negative way? Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to look at hashtags for the gram and stuff like that, which like I know I take the mick out of, but it's like, yeah, people. I feel like people have an online life that they want to show you, that they want people to see, and then they have their normal life.
Yeah.
And it's the same concept of stuff goes on behind closed doors that you don't know about. So literally you can look through someone's feed and think, oh yeah, they're having a great time, or they're having a lovely time, or actually their nan just died, or whatever. You can't like
put it in a box.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, but you can on there.
Yeah.
You can see like this isn't.
And it's very easy to categorise someone and put them in a box as a person based on
their Instagram feed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just look at them and think, oh right, they've been here, they've been there, and they've been there, and that's to some extent dangerous because you know where people are all the time. However, they aren't showing you bits of their lives that make their lives their lives. So it's essentially a picture perfect representation of what they want you to see of them. And I think...
But because